Meaning of trip, a short journey or visit to a place, typically for pleasure.
Example 1. We went on a weekend trip to the mountains.
Example 2. She took a trip to Paris last summer.
Meaning of journey, the act of traveling from one place to another, usually over a long distance.
Example 1. The journey across the desert took 3 days.
Example 2. His journey to the North Pole was full of challenges.
Meaning of travel, the act of moving from one place to another, especially over a long distance.
Example 1. She loves to travel and has visited over 30 countries.
Example 2. Business travel can be exhausting after a while.
Meaning of flight, the act of flying, especially in an airplane.
Example 1. Our flight to Tokyo was delayed by 2 hours.
Example 2. She booked a direct flight to New York.
Meaning of ticket, a piece of paper or electronic document that gives the holder the right to enter an event, travel on transportation, etc.
Example 1. I bought a ticket to the concert online.
Example 2. Please show your ticket at the gate before boarding.
Meaning of passport, an official document issued by a government certifying the holder's identity and citizenship and allowing them to travel abroad.
Example 1. Don't forget to bring your passport when you travel internationally.
Example 2. His passport was lost during the trip.
Meaning of airport, a place where aircraft regularly take off and land, with buildings for passengers.
Example 1. The airport was crowded with travelers during the holidays.
Example 2. We arrived at the airport 3 hours before our flight.
Meaning of luggage, suitcases or other bags in which to pack personal belongings for traveling.
Example 1. Make sure your luggage is not overweight.
Example 2. She lost her luggage during the flight.
Meaning of suitcase, a case with a handle and a hinged lid used for carrying clothes and other personal items.
Example 1. She packed her suitcase the night before her trip.
Example 2. His suitcase was full of souvenirs from his vacation.
Meaning of destination, the place to which someone or something is going or being sent.
Example 1. Our final destination was the island of Maui.
Example 2. The destination was only a few hours away by train.
Meaning of tourist, a person who is traveling or visiting a place for pleasure.
Example 1. The city is always crowded with tourists during the summer.
Example 2. As a tourist, it's important to respect local customs.
Meaning of map, a visual representation of an area showing geographic features, roads, and other details.
Example 1. He used a map to navigate through the city.
Example 2. The map shows all the hiking trails in the national park.
Meaning of guide, a person who shows others the way or provides information about a place.
Example 1. The tour guide was very knowledgeable about the history of the city.
Example 2. We hired a guide to take us through the jungle.
Meaning of hotel, a building where people pay to stay while traveling.
Example 1. We stayed at a luxury hotel during our vacation.
Example 2. The hotel offers complimentary breakfast to all guests.
Meaning of vacation, a period of time during which you relax and enjoy yourself away from home.
Example 1. They went on vacation to the Caribbean last winter.
Example 2. I'm planning a summer vacation in Italy.
Meaning of backpack, a bag carried on the back, often used by travelers and hikers.
Example 1. He carried all his gear in a large backpack.
Example 2. She packed her backpack with snacks and a water bottle for the hike.
Meaning of itinerary, a planned route or schedule of travel events.
Example 1. The travel agency provided a detailed itinerary for our trip.
Example 2. Our itinerary includes visits to several famous landmarks.
Meaning of adventure, an unusual, exciting, or dangerous experience or activity.
Example 1. Their trip turned into an unexpected adventure.
Example 2. He loves seeking out adventure when he travels.
Meaning of cruise, a voyage on a ship or boat taken for pleasure or as a vacation.
Example 1. We went on a Caribbean cruise last summer.
Example 2. The cruise ship stopped at several ports along the Mediterranean.
Meaning of excursion, a short trip or outing, usually for leisure.
Example 1. The school organized an excursion to the museum.
Example 2. We took a weekend excursion to the nearby mountains.
Meaning of departure, the action of leaving, especially to start a journey.
Example 1. Our departure was delayed due to bad weather.
Example 2. The departure gate is located at the end of the terminal.
Meaning of arrival, the action or process of coming to a place.
Example 1. The arrival of the train was on time.
Example 2. We were excited to see the arrival of our guests.
Meaning of check-in, the process of confirming your presence, typically at an airport or hotel.
Example 1. Please check in at the front desk when you arrive at the hotel.
Example 2. The check-in process was quick and easy at the airport.
Meaning of souvenir, an item that is kept as a reminder of a person, place, or event.
Example 1. She bought a souvenir from every country she visited.
Example 2. The souvenir shop was filled with local crafts and gifts.
Meaning of visa, an official document or stamp that allows someone to enter or leave a country.
Example 1. You need a visa to travel to certain countries.
Example 2. His visa application was approved last week.
Meaning of reservation, an arrangement made in advance to secure something, such as a seat or room.
Example 1. We made a reservation at the restaurant for 7 p.m.
Example 2. She confirmed her hotel reservation before leaving.
Meaning of accommodation, a place where one can stay or live, especially when traveling.
Example 1. The accommodations were comfortable and affordable.
Example 2. We found excellent accommodations near the beach.
Meaning of tour, a journey or visit to a place or area, typically with a guide.
Example 1. The city tour included stops at all the major landmarks.
Example 2. We booked a guided tour of the ancient ruins.
Meaning of hostel, a budget-friendly accommodation where travelers can rent a bed, typically in a shared room.
Example 1. The hostel was full of young travelers from around the world.
Example 2. Staying at a hostel is a great way to meet new people.
Meaning of budget, a plan for how much money you will spend on something.
Example 1. We need to stick to our budget during this trip.
Example 2. She planned her vacation on a tight budget.
Meaning of explorer, a person who travels to unknown places to discover new things.
Example 1. The explorer set out to map the uncharted territories.
Example 2. Modern-day explorers still seek adventure in remote areas.
Meaning of camping, the activity of spending a vacation living in a tent or similar temporary shelter.
Example 1. We went camping in the forest last weekend.
Example 2. Camping is a great way to connect with nature.
Meaning of hiking, walking long distances in the countryside for pleasure or exercise.
Example 1. They spent the day hiking through the mountains.
Example 2. Hiking trails vary in difficulty, so choose one that suits your fitness level.
Meaning of sightseeing, the activity of visiting places of interest in a particular location.
Example 1. We spent the afternoon sightseeing in the old town.
Example 2. Sightseeing tours are available every day at 10 a.m.
Meaning of booking, the arrangement made in advance to secure a seat, room, etc.
Example 1. We made a booking at the hotel for 2 nights.
Example 2. The booking process for the flight was simple.
Meaning of landmark, an object or feature that is easily seen and recognized from a distance, especially one that is historically significant.
Example 1. The Eiffel Tower is a famous landmark in Paris.
Example 2. The statue became a landmark for the city.
Meaning of travel agent, a person or company that arranges travel for individuals or groups.
Example 1. We used a travel agent to plan our honeymoon.
Example 2. The travel agent recommended several good deals on flights.
Meaning of resort, a place that is a popular destination for vacations, often offering accommodations, activities, and entertainment.
Example 1. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort in Mexico.
Example 2. The ski resort was packed during the winter holidays.
Meaning of baggage, another term for luggage, the bags and personal items you take with you when you travel.
Example 1. Passengers are advised to keep an eye on their baggage at all times.
Example 2. The airline lost my baggage on the return flight.
Meaning of route, the way or path taken to reach a destination.
Example 1. The route to the mountain is well marked.
Example 2. We took the scenic route along the coast.
Meaning of airline, a company that provides air transport services for passengers or goods.
Example 1. We flew with a budget airline to save money.
Example 2. The airline offers direct flights to several major cities.
Meaning of ticketing, the process of selling and distributing tickets.
Example 1. The ticketing system allows you to reserve seats in advance.
Example 2. Online ticketing is convenient and fast.
Meaning of immigration, the process through which people enter a country, usually by showing their passport and visa.
Example 1. We passed through immigration quickly at the airport.
Example 2. Immigration officers checked our passports at the border.
Meaning of departure lounge, an area in an airport where passengers wait before boarding their flight.
Example 1. The departure lounge was crowded with travelers.
Example 2. We relaxed in the departure lounge before our flight.
Meaning of ferry, a boat or ship that carries people, vehicles, or goods across a body of water.
Example 1. We took a ferry across the lake to the island.
Example 2. The ferry service operates every hour.
Meaning of crossing, a journey across water from one point to another, often by ferry.
Example 1. The crossing was smooth despite the weather.
Example 2. We booked a night crossing to save time.
Meaning of excursionist, a person who goes on a short journey for pleasure.
Example 1. The excursionists spent the day exploring the nearby islands.
Example 2. As an excursionist, she loved discovering new places on weekends.
Meaning of pilgrimage, a journey, especially a long one, made to a sacred place as an act of religious devotion.
Example 1. Many people make a pilgrimage to Mecca every year.
Example 2. The pilgrimage to the holy site was a life-changing experience.
Meaning of tour guide, a person who leads tourists around a place of interest and provides information about it.
Example 1. The tour guide explained the history of the ancient ruins.
Example 2. We followed the tour guide through the museum.
Meaning of in-flight, something that happens during a flight.
Example 1. The in-flight meal was surprisingly good.
Example 2. They watched movies on the in-flight entertainment system.
Meaning of travel insurance, insurance that covers financial losses due to travel-related issues like cancellations, medical emergencies, etc.
Example 1. It's wise to buy travel insurance before going abroad.
Example 2. Travel insurance can cover unexpected expenses like lost luggage.
Meaning of checkout, the process of leaving a hotel and paying the bill.
Example 1. We checked out of the hotel at 11 a.m.
Example 2. Don't forget to return your room key at checkout.
Meaning of guided tour, a tour where a guide provides information and explanations about the sites.
Example 1. The guided tour of the castle was very informative.
Example 2. We joined a guided tour to learn more about the city's history.
Meaning of charter, the rental of an entire vehicle, aircraft or boat for exclusive use.
Example 1. They chartered a yacht for a day trip around the islands.
Example 2. The company arranged a charter flight for the employees.
Meaning of road trip, a journey made by car, usually for pleasure.
Example 1. We went on a road trip across the country.
Example 2. A road trip is a great way to see new places and enjoy the scenery.
Meaning of border, the line or area separating two countries, states, or regions.
Example 1. We crossed the border into Canada by car.
Example 2. The border checkpoint was busy with travelers.
Meaning of currency exchange, the process of exchanging one currency for another.
Example 1. I exchanged my dollars for euros at the currency exchange.
Example 2. Currency exchange rates vary depending on where you go.
Meaning of car rental, the service of hiring a car for a short period of time.
Example 1. We used a car rental service during our stay in the city.
Example 2. Car rental is available at most airports.
Meaning of layover, a period of time when you are waiting between connecting flights.
Example 1. We had a 2-hour layover in London before our next flight.
Example 2. The layover was long, so we explored the city for a few hours.
Meaning of flight attendant, a person who serves passengers on a plane and ensures their safety.
Example 1. The flight attendant offered us drinks during the flight.
Example 2. She works as a flight attendant for a major airline.